And tonight it's the final tune-up before league play begins for the Wadsworth Grizzlies, who are undefeated at 2-0, taking on the 1-1 Medina Bees. Hi again, everybody. I'm John Bernard, joined by Roger Wright for WCTV Sports. And Roger, Wadsworth needs this game heading into Suburban League play. The Grizzlies have won 10 of the last 12 contests against these Bees, and they're always a good one. Outside of last year's 49-21 loss when the Grizzlies were suffering through those suspensions and injuries. Last week it was all about Jack Snowball. As you look at the series history between these two, you can read that on your own. Snowball, 45 carries, 420 yards, 6 touchdowns on the year. And for Medina, you know, they've always got a lot of speed, a lot of playmakers, 2 Division I starters in quarterback Mason Schreck and free safety Benny Cunningham. So we're going to see a lot of good athletes on this Medina ball team. As we had a little bit of a, they must have watched the Worcester tape from last week, Roger. We had some technical difficulties here tonight, folks. We've got the one camera up and running for you, and the Bees are getting ready to kick it off. And this week 3 game is underway as Will Heitschuh boots it to Jack Snowball, who finds a seam up the middle, turns it up to the right side. He's heading down for a kick return. Touchdown, Jack Snowball on the first play of the game. Oh my! How about that?
Well, that's a great way to start the game off for the Grizzlies, John. And you mentioned they're going to have their work cut out for them tonight, taking on this very tough Bees team. But boy, coming on a special teams touchdown is a nice shot in the arm right at the beginning of the game.
So we will apologize here for not having our replays and all that ready to go for you, but we do have the one main camera to get you all the action tonight as Luis Escudero gets ready to kick the extra point on the season. Luis is 5 out of 8 on extra points, the standout soccer player for the Wadsworth Grizzlies varsity soccer team. He has scored in every game but one, I think, for the Grizzlies soccer team this season, as they look to make it 7-0 quick. Big Kenny Kaminsky in there to block kicks. And the point extra is good to make it 7-0 Wadsworth. Just how you'd like to start the ball game. But I mentioned Kenny Kaminsky, Roger, the huge tight end for the Medina Bees. He goes 6'8", 245, all-Ohio basketball player. And in November, he will sign his letter of intent with the Michigan State Spartans to play Division I hoops.
Yeah, these guys have some great athletes. Kaminsky being one of them, and some other Division I recruits, Latarian Brown and the quarterback Mason Schreck. So this is a high-powered B offensive attack, and the Grizzly defense is really going to have their work cut out for them tonight.
Grizzlies are looking for their 9th 3-0 start since Greg Dennison took over as coach in 1995. 6 of those 9 3-0 teams made the playoffs for the Grizzlies. The Bees, should they win, would start 2-1, and the last 2 times the Bees started 2-1, 2007 and last season, they made the playoffs. So you know that special teams could be the difference in this game, and we saw Wadsworth take advantage of an opportunity there in their special teams, but we know Medina has the speedsters to change the game as well, and a whole lot of computer points going to be gained by the winner of this one here tonight as well.
John, you mentioned speedsters. Watch number 1, Walter Bailey, if he gets his hands on this.
Track star for the Medina Bees, fields it at the 5. Walter Bailey can really run hard, but a nice play. C.J. Edwards, who's come into his own last week, has really stepped up his game to help the Grizzlies out. But yeah, Walter Bailey, the main target for University of Buffalo recruit quarterback Mason Schreck for the Bees. Bailey was a part of the Bees state champion 4x100 meter relay team, and their running back Latarian Brown qualified for Columbus in the 4x200, and Brown is in the backfield behind Mason Schreck, the 6'5", 220 senior quarterback. Brown's going to get the carry, And he's wrapped up quickly and dropped, and there'll be a flag at the end of the play. It was Brandon Paladar there to stop him.
John, that could be holding. It looked like the big tight end, Ken Kaminsky, might have grabbed a hold of, looked like number 15, Nick Seaming, as they tried to run that sweep. So the refs are going to walk off the penalty here against Medina, so this is really going to back him up.
The offensive lines of Wadsworth and Medina, both good size. They're both over 6 foot and over 240 pounds average. The Bees D line is 6'1", over 240. But the matchup in the trenches we'll tell you about after this play. It is 1st and 21. Here goes Brown trying to cut it around the outside. Quickly does. And a nice tackle at about the 29-yard line made by C.J. Edwards.
Boy, you could just see the quickness and speed and the burst of Latarian Brown as he took that handoff to his left, quickly bounced it outside, and he was almost successful in picking up a first down. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
So give him a 20-yard gain. Low snap. Schreck picks it up off the turf. Grizzly lost his helmet. Here's something else Schreck can do. He's huge and hard to bring down, but he's a triple threat with being able to run, being able to throw, and just an all-around heady quarterback. Thus that Division I scholarship he's going to receive. But the matchup we should watch tonight in the trenches, Rogers, between Wadsworth's Nick Tavanello squaring off against another D1 prospect, offensive tackle, Seamus McDonald, 6'2", 285 for the Bees. He's number 55. Schreck to throw. He's under pressure, throws deep, and it was a wide open Ben Cunningham, the University of Akron recruit, free safety wide receiver. He was covered by Eric Yetzer, who kind of got turned around the wrong way. Had he not, he may have been easily been able to break up that pass. But
yeah, Eric Yetzer did a good job. He kind of lost some ground, but he closed quickly, and luckily for the Grizzlies, that ball fell incomplete.
2nd and 10. Schreck in trouble, and there is Brandon Paladar with the sack.
Yeah, Paladar was in the backfield on the last pass play and did a great job right there getting after Schreck and bringing him down, and that's no easy task. Schreck is 6'5", 220 pounds, so he's definitely got that Division I quarterback size.
Yeah.
And you mentioned he's got running ability and throwing ability. Now it brings up a 3rd and 15, and this is good screen territory here too.
First sack of the season for Brandon Paladar, and 4th of the season for the Grizzlies. There's Brown on the carry. He's well short of the first down. Tyrion Brown.
Boy, the B coaches were thinking what they did before there when they had a long situation, long yardage. Give it to Brown, and you know they're when the down and distance are going to dictate it. Boy, they're going to come right at the Grizzlies, I think, and try to establish that running game.
Brown had 182 yards rushing in 2 games coming into this one tonight. And it will be Kenny Kaminsky to punt it away. He booms a high spiral that Winkler will return for the Grizzlies, and he gets it out to about the 24-yard line where Wadsworth will take over.
Good job by Nate Winkler there, first fielding that punt, and then holding on to the ball. The B tacklers were trying to rip that thing out of there, force a turnover, but Nate did a good job, ball security, putting that thing away. And now the Grizzlies are in business here, 1st and 10.
This secondary unit is the strength of Medina's defense, with Brown and Walsh transfer Josh Kuhn back. Will Heitschuh's the only new starter, but with Cunningham back there, the Grizzlies are going to have to look for opportunities to throw underneath and find seams to run after the catch. You know the Bees are going to have this Grizzly run game scouted well. and they figure they can stop Jack Snowball, you can stop the Grizzlies.
Oh, absolutely, and all over the Grizzly scouting report, they really tout the defense of the Medina Bees, John. The defensive line comments, best defensive line we've seen yet. Middle linebacker comments, best linebackers we've seen yet. And then Coach Dennison, when I talked to him today, said this is the best overall defense
Medina
we have faced this year.
They're going to come from the 3-4. Alex Harris, a tough returning inside linebacker for the Bees. We'll probably mention his name quite a few times. Little delayed handoff there. This one to Boffman. He gets near the first down.
Yeah, new starter on the offensive line tonight, John. Number 67, Hayden Frisbee's in there at a guard spot. See if the Grizzlies going across. It looks like Paladar, Roberts, Tavanello, and Frisbee there at the guard.
Frisbee, number 67, you
67,
mentioned. 6
right.
foot, 200-pound senior.
And Tyler Perry in there at tight end. John Hamblin.
And Perry will move to the left side. Grizzly O ready. Toss sweep, Snowball, left side, cuts it inside, and gets the first down.
Yep, nice pickup on 3rd and 1. And you can bet the Bees game plan tonight is going to be stop that run. They're going to try to load the box. You mentioned they go out of a 3-4 defense. That's 3 down defensive linemen, 4 linebackers. But looking at the scouting report, you can see they have a lot of different looks that they give that. They bring a lot of guys up to the line of scrimmage, and I think that's what the Grizzlies are going to see a lot of tonight.
The Bees do have 5 returners on this defense, but it's 1 linebacker and 3 of their defensive backs as Kuss looks to throw and runs out of trouble and gets by 1 tackler, Will Heitzu, and for another Grizzly first down. John Kuss, after being stifled running the football last week against Worcester, breaks off a big one there.
Yeah, we always say so many times, so hard to stop a running quarterback. That time the Bees did have 9 green jerseys in the box up towards the line of scrimmage, think and run. The Grizzly coaches had a play action pass where you fake the run and you pass the Bee secondary, tried to drop quickly, and John Kuss just got flushed out of the pocket and took off. A nice pickup, first down.
Kuss came into tonight 110 yards rushing on the season. And a whistle stops play. And I think we have an equipment problem with fullback Bret. No, he's got blood on his arm.
Yep.
Does Bret Boffman. So he'll run to the sideline, and in his place will come Nick Miller, the senior fullback defensive tackle, who had a great game last week against his former Worcester teammates with 4 tackles, including a sack.
Yeah, it looks like Boffman just has a scrape on the arm there, so he shoots a little water on it. Trainer Ron Burdett's going to throw a bandage on it, and he'll be back in here, but it's going to bring up your 1st and 10 here for the Grizzlies.
From the Bees 48. This is Snowball. Made a nice cut to the left for extra yardage, and it will be, about 2nd and 4.
Yep, little counter play there with the backside guard and tackle. Pulling and kicking out and leading through, and a nice pickup there on 1st down. And we said really this Grizzly offense is predicated on those 1st down pickups. You want to get positive yardage on 1st down and then get in those 2nd and shorts.
.550 to play, 1st quarter. Wadsworth returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown. Jack Snowball, as Kuss speeds down to the 31-yard line. So Bees thinking about Snowball, and John Kuss just says, I'll take care of it.
And that's what's neat about the Grizzly running game. It's really a 3-headed running game. You got to defend against the fullback, you got to defend against the tailback, and you got to defend against the quarterback. And keeps the defenses off balance, even though it is a predominantly run-oriented offense. You don't know who you have to stop on any given run.
1st and 10 again for the Grizzlies. Nick Seamy switches to the right side. He's ready. Quick hitter to Boffman. Grizzlies will get a couple on that one.
The other neat thing about the Grizzly offense, John, is a lot of the runs set up other runs. Like right there, the Grizzlies faked a pitch like it was going to go wide. Quarterback fakes the pitch motion, and then he just hands it off quickly to the fullback coming underneath. So you get the defense to take a big step or start moving to the outside, and then the next thing you know, you got the fullback running inside with the football.
Bees are coming off the most exciting season in school history. They had their first playoff win in history against Canton McKinley last season. They finished 9-3. Kuss again with a great fake, headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Grizzlies. Boy, they are just juking out the Medina Bees defense, and they go up 13-0 with 4:32 to play in the first.
John, there's another perfect example of one run being set up by another run. So on those bootlegs, the quarterback will reverse out. He'll fake the ball going one way. Both backs will run that direction, so the whole defense will start stepping that way. Then he tucks the ball away, puts it on his hip, and takes off the other way on a bootleg. And John Kuss, boy, once he gets going in that open field, he's gone. Great job.
Touting all the speedsters Medina has, and boy, Wadsworth showing great speed here tonight on this turf. As in comes Will Heitshoe to block the extra point, and he just really burst through there to stop that one, so it'll remain 13-0.
Yeah, and those PATs and field goals, the timing is so critical. It's got to be snap to hold or kick, and it's got to be off. And as we said, the coaches time that constantly, and they're constantly trying to hit it under the allotted time that that a rusher can reach that block point. And they unfortunately didn't get that one there in time, and good play there by the Medina Bees.
Well, the Bees are under the tutelage of their third coach in 3 years with Ray Raddick, their new head coach. He was a successful head coach at Mid-Park High School between 1988 and 1999. He won a couple Pioneer Conference championships with the Mid-Park football team. He replaced Larry Laird, who last year did lead Medina to that 9-3 record and its first playoff win. And he resigned and decided to stay over where he teaches at Avon Lake and be an assistant there. Here's Walter Bailey. Don't let him in the open field. There he goes.
Flag.
We do have a flag. Tackle made by Escudero, the kicker.
Flag's on about the 38-yard line. Grizzly coaches are all pointing, hopefully looking for a holding penalty or an illegal block penalty.
Walter Bailey there had a 95-yard kickoff return against Mayfield at Cleveland Browns Stadium back in week 1. That was the third longest kick return in school history.
He's dangerous, and you could just see on his return right there, he's got a good vision where he can see the field, he can see where he has to make his cut, and he is quick. But the penalty is against the Bees. It's going to back that ball up to the 25-yard line, and that potent Medina Bees offense is back on the field.
The Mid-Park Meteors.
The Meteors.
That's where Coach Raddick of the Bees came from. More on him in a minute as the Bees have it 1st and 10 from the 25. This went to the fullback, Connor Rupert, and he's hammered to the ground by Nick Tavanello.
There's Big Nick doing a great job inside, making penetration and blowing that play up.
Connor Rupert, the fullback there, had 83 yards rushing last week against Cloverleaf in their 43-6 win. That was a career high for him, 83 yards. That's Brown, and the stuff there made by Miller.
Yep.
Connor Rupert's previous best was 35 yards rushing against Wadsworth last season. Back to Coach Raddick, though. In addition to his 12 seasons as head coach at Mid-Park, which, by the way, is where he graduated in 1975. After graduation from Mid-Park, he went on to play linebacker for Baldwin Wallace's 1977 Division III National Championship team. Brown stopped again. Coach Raddick was an assistant for 5 years then, coaching wide receivers at Baldwin Wallace. He's also been an assistant at North Olmsted, St. Ed's, Mayfield, and Orange, and he continues to teach over there at Mid-Park, where he's in his 24th year.
John, as we get back to the action here, the Bees are going to be forced to punt on 4th and 5 after Letarian Brown's taken down short of a first down by Nick Tavanello, who's having a big night already. And Ken Comiskey's going to be back to punt again.
Yeah, not only can he shoot some hoops, he's got a good leg with punting that football. He's got some big goals for the Bees basketball season this year and his senior year. Here's Winkler. Hey, Winkler running hard with the football after catching it on the punt.
He does. He does a nice job with those. Gets good positive yardage, and now the Grizzly offense back on the field with 2 minutes, 33 seconds left in the first quarter.
Back to Kenny Kaminsky, Roger. He was part of a All-Ohio basketball AAU team that captured a national AAU title in Orlando, Florida this past summer. He played wing on that team. He knows he's going to be a force in the paint, though, for the Bees high school team with that 6'8" size. But he had some big scoring games over the summer in that AAU tournament, utilizing his solid three-point shooting. He can really shoot it from outside for a big guy.
Yeah, and I talked to Coach Dennison about Ken Kaminsky, and he really complimented on how well he's improved as a blocker. He said he has really become a good blocker this year, and he's a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, and much more physical.
Snowball down to the 47-yard line.
Yeah, speaking of physical, boy, it is physical down there in the trenches tonight. There are a lot of big bodies at the Bees, good size on both of their offensive and defensive lines, and just do a great job right there of holding the Grizzlies to a short gain. So this is going to be a 3rd and 5.
Bees are in that Northeast Ohio Conference Valley Division, arguably one of the toughest leagues in Ohio are the Bees members of. And this is one they want badly when they have to hit the meat of that schedule. Kuss throws one over the middle, and a wide open receiver, and then he hammers into Ben Cunningham. That was Nick Seamy. Like Cunningham, though, he really took a hit there. Well, that Northeast Ohio Valley Division, Roger, there are a lot of changes. Nordonia left and, of course, has joined the Suburban League. Mayfield moved to the River Division, but joining the Valley Division that Medina is in is Menor, which dominated the Lake Erie League Lake Division for years, and Twinsburg.
Yeah, it is a tough.
That's without mentioning Solon, Brunswick, Strongsville. Kuss keeps it, runs hard up the middle. So you got Solon and Menor probably the favorites to win that division, but any of the teams are capable of making the playoffs in that
absolutely
division.
A lot of good football teams in that conference, but boy, it's nice Grizzlies to see them connect on a nice pass for a first down. Again, tight end Nick Seamy find a little seam in the B secondary and turning it up.
Well, coming into this game, we knew about free safety Ben Cunningham being one of the hardest hitting defensive backs, but boy, he took a hard hit a couple plays ago there. Nice option pitch to Snowball, and he runs into James Dahlheimer, a senior defensive back, but another big play for the Grizzlies. They're just really mixing it up on offense
They
tonight.
really are, and it's really fun to watch. Coach Dennison calls the offensive plays, and boy, he just has such a good knack for switching things up and making timely calls, and there's a perfect example right there, calling that option right there. Showed him something different, and it was a time where they needed some yards for a first down, and
Clock
they got it.
Stopped on that out-of-bounds play. 6 seconds left in the first quarter. Snowball gets it, and another huge hole, and he's tackled inside the 10 by Cunningham, but that'll end the first quarter with the Grizzlies threatening and a 13-0 lead. So you see the nice tackle by Cunningham there, a touchdown saving tackle. He's the captain of this Bees defense, and at the end of the quarter, the Wadsworth fans up on their feet. We could talk about Cunningham a little bit, number 5 on the Bees. He's headed to the University of Akron on scholarship, and his brother Seth is already starting there at Akron in the defensive backfield. His brother graduated from St. Ed's. Now, Benny Cunningham of the Bees attended St. Ed's until he transferred midway through his sophomore year here to Medina. And he plans to graduate from here from Medina High School in January and immediately enroll at Akron, which will allow him to participate in spring practice with the Zips.
Yeah, they have some talented players here. This is a great start for the Grizzlies from the opening kickoff. Jack Snowball returns it to the drives they had. Great ball control, and boy, I think the Bees are a little bit stunned right here at the way this game has progressed through the first quarter.
Well, and in that first quarter, Wadsworth had 126 yards of total offense. Snowball, 7 carries, 70 yards, and that 96-yard TD return to start the ball game.
Yeah, they'd love to get another one in the end zone right now.
And first play of the second quarter is stopped. Beautiful night for football here at Ken Duke Stadium.
Cooled off, a nice breeze has picked up. Beautiful stadium, the turf. It rained all week, and had this game been played on grass, it would have been a muddy field to be sure, but they got this beautiful turf and really just a nice stadium overall.
2nd and 6 to go. I formation with Kuss, Boffman, and Snowball. Snowball faked, and Kuss tried to go around the outside, cut it back inside, was stopped by Will Heitschuh.
Boy, linebacker number 51, Alex Harris, right there, was coming on a blitz, and the Grizzlies were fortunate that ball wasn't going to the first handoff, because I think that one got blown up as he came through one of the inside gaps, but it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 5, and this is a big play here early on. Grizzlies love to get in the end zone here, third and goal. See if they can get in the end zone.
Low snap, Kuss gonna keep it. He's tripped up at about the 6-yard line. What do you do here? 13-0 lead. Looks like they're gonna try for the field goal.
Yeah, and again, they'll take the points, or the opportunity to get the points. But you got to remember now that the last PAT we did, we got to get the timing down. Snap to hold the kick, and it's got to be quick.
Escudero is 1 for 1 on field goal tries this season.
We got some speed on the corners here.
And the field goal from 20 yards, 23 yards or so is good, and the Grizzlies, with 9:54 to go in the first half, lead 16-0.
Yep, and again, nice execution there, good protection, and good timing. 3 more points for the Grizzlies. Now you kick it off and play defense. And boy, I'd really be thinking about maybe not kicking it to Walter Bailey. He scares me a little bit. He's had a couple nice returns here tonight. So Coach Pappas is out there talking to the special teams, giving them instructions. Coach Karavik gathers the defense with him and starts talking about what they have to do when they get out there in a second.
And they do kick it off. Bailey in the end zone fields it. There's what you have to do, make it unreturnable.
Yeah, that's another way to take care of a good return man right there. Just put it so he can't return it and kick it in the end zone.
Diesel starts the ball on their 20-yard line.
All right, boy, this would be a time that I could see the Bees reaching into the bag of tricks a little bit. They got to get on the board.
Well, and Medina now runs the spread when has a lot of offensive weapons. You know, they used to be known as that smash mouth, just run it, pound it. You know, when they had Jason Suggs the last couple of years, now at Lehigh, playing football, but with Mason Schreck at quarterback and Coach Raddick wanting to open up the offense a little bit. Snap is bobbled, and Schreck turns around, hands it off to Brown. Here he goes. Laterian Brown, who has a lot of speed, as John Kuss tried to bring him down. Kuss then got help from Chester Foth.
Yeah, and there's looks like a flag on the play, so could be a hold. Yeah, it is. It's a hold against the Bees.
So that run negated by Laterian Brown, who has been offered a scholarship by Notre Dame College up in Cleveland.
Yeah,
and he heard from John Carroll and OU as well.
Yeah, you can tell he is a talented young man.
Yeah,
very
he's got a
fast.
4.5 second speed in the 40-yard dash and a track star here at Medina along with Walter Bailey.
Yeah,
but Laterian Brown, Roger, the running back, if you look over the opposite side, you see some red bricks next to the home side concession stand. There's a Medina track and cross country records kind of display over there, and Laterian Brown helped a contractor build that in order to raise money to meet his pay to participate fees here at Medina High, which does have a $660 pay to play fee.
Yeah, it sure does. That's a lot of money for people to pay
Little
for
swing
football.
pass out to Dylan Weisler, a junior.
Yeah, this offense, so just like we saw with the Grizzlies last week, John, when we fell behind by a couple touchdowns, that these guys aren't going to panic. These guys can score in a hurry, and they can score in bunches. So they're going to use that arm of Schreck and those legs of Laterian Brown and some of the other weapons they have.
Schreck in the shotgun. Takes a quick one out to Walter Bailey, trying to use his speed in the open field. Another 4.5 second 40-yard dash runner.
Yeah, nice job by John Kuss there, coming up from his safety spot, taking a good angle and taking him down.
That track and cross and country display over there is about 30 feet wide by 6 feet high, 4 columns of brick, listing cross country and track records. Sam Gorfido, a 1951 Medina graduate and local contractor, designed and built that with the help of Laterian Brown and a nice stick by Chester Foth on the catch attempt by Danny Eller, junior wide receiver.
Yeah, it has been a physical game tonight. We've seen some hard hits being delivered by both teams, but Chester Foth did a nice job right there, breaking on the football and making a nice hard hit. But yeah, that is a beautiful building over there with the track and cross country.
33 that tried to, or 23? That was 23.
I think it's 23.
Okay, Eller. It is 3rd and 5 now. Schreck looking to throw again. Finds at the first down marker Eller, and Foth there to hit him hard again.
He might be short of a first down.
I think he is by about a yard.
Great tackle. Again, Chester Foth doing a good job. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Raddick is going to go for it if they're short.
Nope, looks like they're bringing out. Watch the fake.
Yeah, you know what I'd be thinking right now. Watch that fake.
And the Bees are going to take a timeout with 8:11 to play.
And the other thing you want to watch, John, you got to watch the football. They might try to draw you off sides, or coming out of a timeout, he might throw the offense right on and try to do a hurry up. Hurry up offense, just have the play called, run them on, and try to take the snap. As you look at week 2 scores, the graphic there.
There you go.
Ashland losing another close one there to Dover.
Then your suburban scores there. Green losing, Copley winning. How about Talmadge 0-2 to start the season?
Yeah.
Highland 2-0.
By that. Talmadge losing to Ellett, but Ellett's a solid team.
Next week's opponent back home against Cloverleaf. Had a rough one with the Bees last week.
Yeah, see what they're going to do here now.
Boy, the Bees scored 6 first-half touchdowns.
Yeah.
Against Cloverleaf, had a 43-0 lead.
John, they're going to bring the offense back on. Now you got to watch the ball. You got to watch for the hard count or a quick count.
It's Schreck. And
they're Schreck's gonna move ahead for a first down.
Just got behind that big offensive line.
He did, and he got a little extra help from one of the backs, and he kind of pushed on his back, which technically you're not allowed to do, but you rarely see it called. 8 minutes now, clock's running. Bees have a first down, and flags are flying again.
Looks like Kaminsky was offsides on that left side of the line. He lined up with his feet even with the ball and not behind it.
And when you're 6'8", you really have to watch that. He's such a tall guy, and you're wondering at home how they do that. You practice that all the time, and as a line coach, you watch that all the time. And they have little checkpoints where they know where they can line up, in relation to the guy next to them, where they have to place their feet. And that time, Kenny Kaminsky just came out a little too far.
1st and 15 now from their own 41. Give is to Brown. Pappas slowed him down a little. And then Brown runs into Mitch Gordon.
Yeah, Latarian Brown, boy, he is shifty, and he's not all that big. Only listed as 5'6", 170, but man, he can break tackles too.
Flags all over the place, as that was Walter Bailey, the wide receiver, main target of quarterback Mason Schreck.
Bees are getting frustrated, I think. It could be another holding penalty. They're getting frustrated because it's just the penalties are killing them. They can't get in any kind of rhythm. They'll take one step forward and 2 steps back with these penalties. They gotta keep their hands in, and they gotta eliminate these penalties.
I thought, Roger, we'd see a little bit more of an expansion of the passing game for the Bees. I haven't seen them really try and go deep yet.
They're dinking and dunking, but
yeah,
boy, they can do it.
Yeah, because Coach Raddick brought that style in, the balanced attack of the, speedy running backs with the arm strength and headiness of Mason Schreck at quarterback, and expanding that passing game and working on it is really going to be a necessity for the Bees when they hit the meat of that Northeast Ohio Conference schedule. A little mix-up on the exchange there between Schreck and James Dahlheimer, but it went for positive yardage and a first down.
Yeah, definitely not a smooth handoff. A little play action off that, but it was a first down. Enough now. The Bees threatening ball is going to be resting on the 38-yard line.
Dahlheimer, the ball carrier there, had his first rushing attempt since a couple years ago at the start of this season. He started his sophomore season as a starting tailback. Oh, big stick by Foth, who is a man on a mission tonight on defense, stopping Walter Bailey immediately.
Yeah, was that C.J. Edwards?
That was Edwards,
I think
I'm sorry.
breaking on that ball, but he did a very nice job.
28-29, kind of hard to read the difference from up here.
And he moved so quickly, too. That was a great job by C.J. reading that, breaking up on the football, and now hopefully they won't come back to that one. Grizzly defense has seen it one too many times.
2nd and 12 now from the 40. Pump fake. Schreck. There's the long pass play. Intercepted Chester Foth. John Kuss broke it up, and then it went into the hands of Chester Foth for a Grizzly interception.
Boy, that was just an outstanding job hustling to the ball by Chester Foth. And John Kuss tried to go up and catch the ball at its highest point, but couldn't come down with it. But Chester, Johnny on the spot. Good things happen when you hustle and when you run to the football, and Chester did just that. So great job, big timely turnover for the Wadsworth defense. Great job.
4th interception of the season for the Wadsworth defense, and it was the first interception thrown by Bees quarterback Mason Schreck. Here's Gordon, as we have a flag at the 25-yard line. Could be a hold on the Grizzlies.
I think it could be a hold on the outside there against Wadsworth. But boy, I'll tell you what, 5 minutes, 53 seconds left. If Wadsworth could do something with this possession and go down the field, they are really keeping momentum going on their side. And the Bees, if Grizzlies can go up here, get another score,
they'll head into that locker room with their heads hanging.
They will, and I can't help but think that they're not a little bit stunned right now here, playing in front of their big home crowd. 1-1, but I'm sure they thought they could come in here tonight and maybe manhandle the Grizzlies a little bit, and that's just not happened.
Doesn't get easier for the Bees in a few weeks either, so they'll try it with Kuss now. He spin moves, and a jersey tackle, and then gang tackle by Kuss. Another flag.
That was a late flag.
Yeah. He stopped at the 29-yard line as Kuss. Not sure if there was a little extra.
Or face mask, or maybe unsportsmanlike conduct. That was a late flag.
They're marking it at the 29.
Referees are going to come over. Looks like they're getting the mark off the chains, and they're going to mark it off. Yeah,
on the Bees.
It was a 5-yard penalty, whatever it was. I didn't see anybody indicate what that was, but it is going to be a first down for the Grizzlies. 5:41 left on the clock, with the clock now running. That's 5 penalties on the Bees tonight.
Snowball, tackled from behind by James Dahlheimer, the senior.
Boy, nice job there by Jack Snowball, running the little isolation play and coming right inside with the inside gaps, and great job there by the offensive line, blowing some holes in the defense, and it's another Grizzly first down. 83 yards
for Jack
Snowball so far tonight.
5 minutes to play first half. Jack bounces it outside, gets around one defender, another flag way over in front of the Wadsworth bench, and the play was clear over in front of the Bees bench.
Sure was. And late as well, so don't know what happened with that one. That would be a strange place for any kind of...
Did somebody rough Kuss up after? Yeah.
That's another penalty against Medina. And boy. Yeah, that was a 15-yarder, John. He marked off 15. So, wow, that's going to move the ball all the way to the 26-yard line. And Grizzlies getting closer now.
Snowball now 97 yards rushing.
Along with that kick return.
Jack hit behind the line and then hit again. It took a couple extra hits, but nothing doing for Wadsworth on that one. Maybe a yard.
No, nice penetration. Didn't see who did that. Looked like they came off the end there. But nice job by Jack, not being taken down by the first tackler and turning a loss into at least a short gain.
And we have 4:20 and counting here in the first half.
Second down now.
Grizzly band warming up off to our left here in the press box on the visitors' side at Duke Stadium. Open across the middle. Gordon dropped the ball, but a great play fake there. A couple misdirection fake handoffs, and Gordon on a little slant at the last minute, wide open. And
boy, Talk about
just couldn't
timing.
corral it in.
Yeah, and it was just great timing how they executed that play.
Again,
John Kuster, a beautiful pass with the Bees closing in on him, but just unable to convert there. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 10.
Apologize again for not having the replays ready for you tonight, but hey.
But if the folks at home could have seen the Herculean effort that
Yes.
John Bernard and John Madding made to get this thing
we were
up and running.
Working in conjunction with the Medina station tonight, and we just couldn't get things operating the way we wanted, as Kuss on a loss there, a blitz from the Bees causes
Corey.
that play. But hey, we did have the one camera hooked up and ready to go for you, so we got you something.
Yep, we got you something, and bringing the game here tonight. But that really was outstanding. Ladies and gentlemen, that went up 2 right about, what, a minute before kickoff?
Oh, yeah.
You guys were scrambling and working and trying to get the signal, and all of a sudden, there it was.
And it's fourth and
down.
13.
Here it is, 13.
Wadsworth going to go for it with 3:20 to play in the quarter. Kuss looking to throw, in trouble. He stays on his feet. Not going to get the first down, but the Bees will have the ball at about the 25-yard line with 3:07 to go in the first half.
Yeah, nice job by the Medina defense there, hunkering down and stopping the Grizzlies and preventing that score before half. 3:07 left now. They've got plenty of time with this offense to get themselves on the board and maybe gain a little momentum going into halftime.
Well, and defensively for the Bees, I'm telling you, with having that Benny Cunningham back there calling the Bees coverages, they can use his speed to allow the cornerbacks to play tighter on opposing receivers as Brown is stopped there. And then having him there in the middle of the field makes your defense a little more confident up front in regards to blitzing.
Oh, absolutely. When you have a good secondary, good corners, good safeties, you can do a lot more up front and be a lot more aggressive with your front guys.
76 yards.
76 yards rushing for Laterian Brown. And he gets another handoff. Grizzlies there to stuff him on that one.
Boy, nice job by the defense. Looking Ryan Wise getting up from the pile. Looks like Brett Boffman, Anthony Pappas. Great job there. The Bees trying to get the Grizzlies in formation. It's an unbalanced formation. They put all their skilled people and your specialty people, or your receivers and backs on one side, and they just left the guard and tackle back on the backside, and they tried to run that way, and the Grizzlies did a nice job blowing it up.
2 minutes left first half. Shrek in the shotgun. I wonder if anyone calls him Ogre.
He is a big guy.
Well, Shrek.
Yes.
He's going to tuck it in and run for a first down, then go out of bounds.
Yeah, did a good job. Now 1:48 left on the clock, first down. And you can see he's 6'5", 225, but he's a pretty good runner as well. Nice long stride.
Yeah, he's really come in and brought in some passing plays for the Bees defense last year. Some unbelievable numbers about passing and rushing difference, we'll tell you. Over the middle, wide open. Walter Bailey makes the catch. He's heading for the corner of the end zone. And did he get in? I'm going to say he's out at about the 1-inch line or so.
Yeah, just knocked out there by C.J. Edwards. But, boy, Shrek just had a lot of time to throw that pass, and that's a dangerous situation. They've got speedy receivers and a Division I quarterback in Mason Shrek. You can't give him that much time to look the field over. Somebody's going to shake loose, and that time it was Walter Bailey.
Shrek to Brown, lowers the head. He's hit hard going into the end zone. No signal. Second down, second and goal.
John, that's a great goal line tackle by number 15, Nick Seamy. You always teach your linebackers tackle high on the goal line. You've got to, because if they just fall forward, they're in. Nick did a wonderful job going chest to chest, up high, punching, wrapping, and driving, and kept them out of the end zone. Great job.
1:08 to play. This a fake. Schreck is tackled in the backfield for a loss of 4. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 5.
Yeah, that was Tyler Perry doing a great job on the outside, perimeter defense. And boy, that would push the Bees back to the 5-yard line. So the Grizzly defense with 44 seconds with the clock running on the clock, seeing if they can make a stand here.
And they bring him down. It'll be 4th and goal.
Yeah, and they're going to have to go timeout.
Looked like Chester Foth again in on the play.
Great job. The Bees are going to go timeout here, and Coach Raddick's going to have a decision to make. The ball's resting on the 4-yard line as the Grizzly faithful are up on their feet, cheering on the defense. And see if Coach Raddick's going to maybe go for a field goal and try to get 3 on the board, or see if he's going to gamble and go for it on 4th down and try to get in the end zone. Great job by the Grizzly defense.
Don't miss other Battling Bee action, including tomorrow's JV football game. And
Look at the scouting report here to see what they've got as far as.
Well, their kicker is junior Nick Bavaro. He is 0 for 1 on field goals this season.
And John, they do that muddle huddle too, where they can line up, and they use Comiskey in that a lot, where they will huddle one group to one side, but it looks like the offense is coming up, boy. And Comiskey is split out to the right.
At the far right of your screen is big 6'8" Ken Comiskey. Grizzlies are going to want a timeout after looking at that formation.
Yeah, and what they would likely do there is they could look at Comiskey. Again, he's 6'8", and he can jump, so they could put him out wide there and just throw the fade.
Yep.
The Grizzlies looked like John Kuss was going to match up with him, which is wise because John's one of the taller Grizzly DBs, but even with that is a height disadvantage that is
Kuss
very hard to
6'2",
overcome.
and now your cover corner, Anthony Pappas, has given up a foot to Kenny Kaminsky. So.
Yeah, and this would be a thing that they could do, and then the quarterback just lobs it up in the corner, and Kenny Kaminsky just tries to run underneath it, now jump the defender and pull it in. The other thing that they can do, he's such a big body, if you slant him, if anything inside like that with him, he's big, he can get position. So hard to defend a big receiver like this on the red zone.
Don't forget Schreck can run as well. He's been clocked anywhere from 4.5 to 4.7 or 8 in the 40-yard dash.
They're going to bring Comiskey in now and put him back to a true tight end spot on the right. Bailey is in the slot. 2 receivers split to the left.
There's Schreck, the turnaround to Kaminsky, and he's stopped! The Grizzlies were all over it. That was Byron Brown on the tackle.
Boy, great job. Defensive stand of the Grizzlies right before halftime.
Coach is up here in the booth with us.
Wow.
Roger called that play.
Yeah, a little throwback to the tight end. And they did. They tried to go with a little tight end screen. And I believe it was Chester Foth was over there, a few other Grizzly tacklers, and brought him down for no gain.
Grizzlies gonna just kneel it down here and head into the locker rooms with a 16-0 first half lead.
What a great first half, and Coach G sitting next to me. That's why he made the comment. That's why you watch film. Boy, that is a credit. The Grizzlies expected that play. They were ready for it, and when the Bees went to it, the Grizzly defense stopped them. So a huge goal line stand. And momentum clearly on the side of our Wadsworth Grizzlies as we go into half.
So 16-0, the Wadsworth lead. You can sit back, relax, and enjoy the Wadsworth Grizzly Marching Band here on WCTV, and we'll be back for the second half. We're back for the second half. Wadsworth jumped out to a pretty quick 16-0 lead on the Bees. The Bees will receive the second half kickoff. For the Bees in the first half, they had 6 first downs to Wadsworth's 8. And the Bees did throw 1 interception. They had 6 penalties for 55 yards, 169 total yards of offense, 106 rushing, 72 through the air. Brown for the Bees had 12 carries for 77 yards. Mason Schreck was 6 out of 9 for 72 yards. Wadsworth, 1 penalty for 10 yards. Like that category coming out of the locker room. 168 total yards of offense, so the Bees actually outgained the Grizzlies by 1 yard in that first half, but the 16-0 is all that matters. Jack Snowball, 11 carries, 97 yards, a touchdown, and a kickoff return. And Luis Escudero, a field goal, rounds out the Grizzlies scoring. Escudero ready to kick it off, and you've got the always dangerous Walter Bailey back there, but Escudero is gonna just get it to the goal line so Bailey can come out, and a nice stick inside the 20 by the Grizzlies special teams. Coming out, making that tackle, Anthony Pappas, the senior.
Great job by Anthony Pappas. And one of the good things the Grizzlies have done tonight, John, they've been so physical in their tackling and their blocking, and really determined when they came in here tonight to be physical, and they've done a nice job of that. The other thing is we look at the stats from the first half. Boy, those penalties just were killing Medina. They just couldn't get any kind of rhythm. They had some big plays that were called back. And remember now, they can strike quickly, and if they can score on this opening drive, they'll be right back in this game.
There's Brown running hard to the 24.
Bret Boffman put another good lick on him there, and just that's one of the ways teams that have good speed and great athleticism, one of the equalizers that you can do is really be physical with them, and that tends to make you a little more hesitant, slow you down a little bit, and negate some of that great speed and athleticism.
Boffman came into tonight the team's leading tackler after 2 games. Grizzlies a little trouble wrapping up Brown on that play, but Boffman 10 total tackles. That includes assists.
On the stop, Anthony Pappas.
Yeah, nice pickup there by Latarian Brown's going to be a first down. Now, one of the things the Bees are doing in this opening drive, they're splitting Kenny Comiskey out, or they're putting him in the slot as a stand-up receiver.
Right there on the bottom right of your screen. This is the fullback, and a flag from the defensive backfield.
Now it looked like the back judge throwing the flag on that one.
Bees are marching back.
Yeah, it's going to be against Medina. John, that just killed them in the first half. And, like we said, 2 steps forward, and then they take a step back, and they just can't get any kind of rhythm in offense as you look at big Nick Tavanello getting up gingerly there. It's like maybe some kind of leg injury.
That was Connor Rupert, the lead blocker for tailback Latarian Brown on that last carry.
Nick comes off to the applause of some of the Grizzly fans. Again, Grizzly trainer Ron Burdett does such a great job working with our athletes and keeping them healthy and on the field.
Now, both years that the Medina Bees made the playoffs in their school's history, 07 and last year, 2010, came with a Week 3 win over Wadsworth.
Yep.
So, 7th penalty of the night for the Bees. We have 1 minute gone here in the 3rd quarter. Toss to Brown, has some blockers, but then peeling off of a blocker and making another great play is Chester Foff, the senior defensive back.
Yeah, boy, and you could just see they hit that. Got our replay working now. Nice job here. But you could just look at how quick he hits that corner. It doesn't take much at all. And he's going upfield and gaining positive yards. It's going to bring up second and about 13 here, but boy, you can just see the quickness of Latarian Brown.
Schreck, a short throw, a high one intended for Kaminsky. You could see that coming because he was in front of the defender, but the pass incomplete.
And they're splitting him wide now and putting him in that slot, and that's got to be something that they're going to go to. The Grizzly coaches did such a wonderful job right before halftime calling out, a play as one of the B players is down. It looks like maybe a cramp, one of the linemen. but the Grizzly coaches did such a nice job. They called the timeout when they tried to split the big Ken Comiskey out there and probably run a fade. Then coming back from the timeout, you know, Coach Karavik went into the huddle and was talking to Coach Lynn and some of the other coaches here in the box, and they just knew that ball on that last play was going to go to number 88, and they stopped them with that great goal line stand.
And we talked a little bit about Coach Raddick, the new coach here for the Bees. Ken Kaminsky and Mason Schreck will have a new basketball coach this season for the Bees, and Anthony Stacy, his first year, as Jody Peters stepped down, longtime great basketball coach here at Medina. Wanted to take some time off and see his kids participate in athletics. So very,
I'm sure Coach Peters is
honorable reason to step down from your coaching spot, but
sure, and it's just so much time that our coaches put in and sacrifice so much. But I'm sure Coach Peters is smiling when he thinks of the thoughts of having Kaminsky and Schreck and some great big guys in that Bees lineup.
Yeah, you're going to have 6'5" Schreck and 6'8" Kaminsky.
That's a good situation.
That's like a 6'10" and a 7-footer in the NBA, really.
Yeah, it is. And plus they're very good athletes, not just tall guys. So attending to one of the Bees linemen here, I think it's number 67.
This will give us a chance to look at tonight's ball games as far as Wadsworth opponents are concerned. The kind of go down in order here as you look. Ashland has a game with Sandusky at home.
Interesting matchup there against the Blue Streaks.
Yep, Ellett at Worcester.
Yeah, there's Ellett again, so we'll see after their recent victory over Talmadge.
Next week's opponent, Cloverleaf, playing at home against City Series members North. And the rest of the Suburban League there, where it jumps out at you. Copley at Orville, the annual track meet between the Indians and the Red Riders.
Yeah,
a lot of speed going to be on that field tonight.
Well, usually score a lot of points.
Talmadge should get off the schneid tonight playing Garfield.
Yeah, I would think that would be a relatively easy one.
Highland at North Royalton. North Royalton beating
tough.
Revere last week, and then Nordonia, another tough one with Notre Dame Cathedral Latin tonight. So
great high school football action tonight, and a beautiful night here as the athletic staff continues to work on the legs. It looks like a 67 Matt Hirschholzer, and they're bringing
Mike
the card out here.
Hirschholzer.
They're bringing the card out here, John. It may be. I was thinking maybe just cramps, but
6'3", 290-pound sophomore.
Yeah, they brought the card out now, so hopefully nothing real serious here, but never like to see that. We get back to action. It's going to be 3rd and long, 3rd and 13 here for the Bees.
And go back to that series history graphic we saw at the beginning of the game here tonight, the 65th meeting between Wadsworth and the Bees. Wadsworth leads the all-time series, and I believe I typed that in wrong, but I think Wadsworth leads at 34-28 after I researched it a little farther. We're one off there. Mentioned Wadsworth there. We're changing it in the truck as we speak. 34-28 there we go. Wadsworth won 10 of the last 12, and Wadsworth is Medina's all-time most common opponent. And they will probably become Wadsworth's most common opponent in the near future. I believe Orville, over the years, is Wadsworth's most common football opponent, but of course they haven't played in quite a while now. So here we go.
3rd and 13.
Big play for the Bee offense. Low snap. They've had a lot of those tonight. Schreck rolling out to his right. Drills one low into the ground. Incomplete at the 40-yard line, intended for number 5, Ben Cunningham.
Little sprint out there where they're trying to hit the curl for a first down, but not able to connect. So Nate Winkler's going to drop deep for the Grizzlies, and Kenny Comiskey's going to drop back for the Bees and try to punt this one away. So good stop. That's a great way for the Grizzlies to come out, hold, and get that offense on the field.
Kaminsky into the hands of Snowball, and luckily he just picked that up and was able to maintain possession.
Yeah, tough one to handle. That one was going end over end very quickly. And Jack did the wise thing and just grabbing it and getting on top of that. Get the Grizzly offense on here now with a 16-point lead, or a 16-point lead. But, you know, if you could add to that here, man, then you can just chew that clock up and shorten the game.
Well, you've got the workhorses in the stable to do it. And here's number 1 in that category, Jack Snowball, with a good first down run right to the first down marker at the Wadsworth 45.
Boy, good job here. We're going to get a look at the replay, but as they've done all night, you can see John Hamblin and Nick Tavanello and Paladar and Mackey in there, and John Roberts just doing a good job coming off offensive line, low, flat backs, short, choppy steps, staying on their blocks till the whistle, and first down there for Jack Snowball.
107, over 100.
107 yards rushing now for Jack Snowball. He gets it again on the toss. And, you know, Roger, it's the second half. It's time for Jack Snowball to, you know, turn up the power, I guess.
Yeah, well, we see it just like we saw last week. He starts getting into a rhythm, and boy, nice job by the tight end, Tyler Perry here. Look at Tyler stringing out the defensive end, staying on his block. But looks like all is going to be coming back.
Yeah, you saw that
here.
laundry there in the replay.
Yeah, that is coming back, so. But you're right, boy, when Jack Snowball starts getting wound up and that offensive line starts finding their rhythm, this team is hard to beat. But that's going to be a costly one, John. That's going to be 10 yards back now, taking the ball to the 35-yard line.
First and 20 in the shotgun. John Kuss, senior quarterback, fakes the sweep handoff to Snowball, and Medina trying to rip the ball out. Kuss doing a good job keeping hold of it, but all kinds of green jerseys there.
Yeah, ball security is a big thing right now, too. You just got to protect that football, hang on to it. You always teach those ball carriers 3 points on the football. Keep that thing tucked away, get your offhand on the ball when you're in traffic. And as the Grizzlies look to hold on to a 16-point lead, you don't want to help them out with turnovers.
Kuss to throw to Simi over the middle, first down catch. Oh, you saw that one develop from up here as Simi just ran straight to the middle of the field, turned around, and made a great catch. Simi becoming Kuss's go-to receiver.
He is. I was just thinking that. He really is a go-to guy, and he's sure-handed, and he finds those openings in the defense, and we've seen him once he catches it, he can really turn it up, and he becomes a rhinoceros there in the secondary to tackle. But it's third down here and about 7, so nice pickup, but the Grizzlies still have 7 to go here.
Second catch of the night for Simi. And Kuss going to have a couple running backs in front of him to block, and he's hit hard into Medina territory.
Yeah, it's going to be a 4th and 3. And Alex Harris, the linebacker, coming up to make the tackle. But as I always love to see, there's a quarterback lowering his shoulder and initiating contact and delivering a blow. But the Grizzlies are going to have to punt this one away.
And it will be Chester Foth to punt it, not Mitch Gordon.
Yeah, we got to get the snap down here and the timing and punts. That's kind of hurt us a little bit this season.
James Dahlheimer back to receive it. And a good one. Bounces at the 11 and in the corner at about the 10. It goes out of bounds.
Yeah,
Great punt by Chester.
Nice punt by Chester Foth right there. Again, Grizzlies, if they can come up with a defensive stop, get some good field position out of that. The ball's going to be set on right on the 10-yard line.
Westfield Bank wishes the Battling Bees a great season and a thumbs up for teamwork.
So
great crowd on hand tonight, John.
Yes.
Really, both Wadsworth and Medina bringing a lot of people here.
Family Entertainment Center
Last non-league tune-up as league play starts next week for the Grizzlies at home against Cloverleaf. Buffalo recruit Mason Schreck back out there with his offense. Schreck missed a few games last season with a shoulder injury. Brown stuffed.
He missed the Wadsworth game, didn't he? He didn't play.
Yeah,
against
he
us
didn't
last
play
year,
like
did
the
he? I don't
first 3
remember.
games. So.
Yeah.
Brown, the ball carrier. C.J. Edwards on the stop.
Well, we can see when he has time to throw it, with these receivers, they can
Light you up in a hurry.
They can, boy. Getting pressure on him is very important.
2nd and 8 from the 12. There's the pass to Kaminsky over the middle on a little slant. Takes it out to the 30-yard line for a Bees first down. I believe that's his first catch tonight for the big tight end.
Yeah, little play action there to freeze the linebackers. And Kaminsky slips behind him. And John Kuss does a good job bringing him down.
Ball loose. Schreck just has to fall on it inside the 20, so a loss of about 12.
Yeah, see again another, they just can't get in any kind of rhythm on offense. They have the potential to hurt you with big plays, but they just, with penalties and miscues, and they just have such a hard time getting any kind of rhythm offensively.
It is a loss of 12. And Schreck in trouble, a sack by Nick Miller, the senior defensive tackle.
Yeah, now they're heading backwards. Great job by Nick Miller. Coming from the right side of the Grizzly defense, defensive lineman spot. Nick showing a great burst right there, got by the blockers and was right on the back of Mason Schreck. So 3rd down and, 26.
2nd sack of the season for Miller.
This is a good screen draw down here. Grizzly coaches are yelling to watch out for those things.
It's just a handoff to the fullback up the middle on 3rd and 26. And Rupert gets nowhere.
Yeah, a very conservative call. Down by 16, but and Rupert looks slow to get up, but Grizzlies are going to get good field position, should get very good field position out of this now.
Clock running at 5 minutes left in the 3rd.
Snowball and Winkler are going to put their heels on about the 45-yard line. So
Grizzlies' return game has been pretty good tonight. We started the ball game off with a Jack Snowball kickoff return for a touchdown. And the Grizzlies have had decent field position all night long. Kaminsky boots one to Winkler at the 48. And he's hammered at the 50-yard line. A flag comes out.
Well, another late flag here.
And Winkler, he's barely all of what he's listed. 5'11", 166, but a tough kid. He got right back up after getting slammed by about 5 Bs and another Bs penalty.
Oh boy, they have just really shot themselves in the foot here tonight with all these penalties.
And a lot of the difference to me, Roger, has just been the difference in the discipline between the two teams tonight. That's why Wadsworth's up.
It's just plagued them. It's just offensively, it's just kept them out of any kind of rhythm and taking away big plays. And
with Grizzlies going to have the ball at the B's 34.
Yeah, right here just moved the ball to 34. So penalties really plagued the Bees tonight. Grizzlies looking for that knockout punch here. If they can get that ball in the end zone again.
Here is Snowball, tripped up at the line of scrimmage, goes forward for a few. And that tackle made by number 12, Josh Hoptry.
Yeah, now the Grizzlies going into their mode where they're just going to take their time. They're going to run the clock. and just shorten the game now, shorten the second half, and eliminate some opportunities for Medina to score.
Big 55, Roger. Seamus McDonald also in on that play. Their main anchor on both sides of the line for the Bees. Snowball showing the power inside the 25-yard line. Seamus McDonald, 6'2", 285, senior lineman, and likes to play that tackle position, offensive and defensive. Also competes for the Bees Academic Challenge team, does Seamus McDonald. And I've seen before where he said, well, in football, I just run around and hit people. In Academic Challenge, I actually have to use my brain.
That's a lineman's view of football there, but they certainly do have to do some thinking as well.
Snowball again, big hole. Grizzly line helping him out to the 15.
And Nick Miller threw a nice block on that isolation play right there to spring Jack Snowball for another gain of about 8 yards.
And there you'll see Jack's run.
And look at Nick Miller leading on that linebacker right there. A little isolation. Nice job again by the offensive line.
Under 3 minutes to play, third quarter. Back quickly to Seamus McDonald, number 55 of the Bees after this play, maybe. Oh, look at that. Snowball the burst to the 5. Seamus McDonald, Roger, big number 55. He's out there. Or he was. Let's see. There he comes back out onto the field. An honorable mention all-district player anchoring the lines that paved the way for a great rushing attack for the Bees last year. He's named after Irish poet Seamus Heaney, the 1995 Nobel Prize winner in literature. His parents are both English teachers. Boffman stuffed there. His mom, Beth, and Father Tom, English teachers in the Medina and Brunswick districts, respectively. Not sure they're English teachers, but that's a guess.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're naming him after literary people now. So that Grizzlies lost a little yardage on that one. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 8 here. A 2nd and goal from the 8.
See if Jack takes it over to that left side of the Grizzlies line, where when you need that extra yard, those are the guys you want to run behind. He does take it right. End zone open, and it's a touchdown for the Grizzlies. This time it's Miller.
Grizzlies went power I right there, and they ran the fullback and tailback to the left, and then they hand the ball off coming the other way to Miller. Again, a great call by Coach Dennison. You see John Roberts staying on his block. Nick Tavanello leads it around the end, and the Grizzlies are in for a touchdown.
Yeah, it was Nick Miller's 6th rushing attempt of the season and his first 6 points of the season.
Yeah, 1:32 left in the third quarter, John, and that could have been the knockout punch right there that the Grizzlies were looking for.
Drilled through by Escudero to make it 23-0 with 1:32 to play in the third.
Yeah, great job there. While we have a second, John, I was talking to Coach Dennison today, and again, he asked me to give a shout out and a great thank you to the Grizzlies Booster Club and the mothers that have done so much to help and support the team throughout the year. He mentioned the president, Kristen Wise, and all the great help with providing meals and providing different things for the players throughout the course of the year. So great job to all our support people, and also to thank Doug Gilbert, the fabulous film guy that the Grizzlies have that films all the tapes for the coaches. And you know, tomorrow morning early, the Grizzly coaches will come in, they'll watch this film, they'll grade it, and it means so much when you have a good film guy like Doug Gilbert that can take good shots, and you can see what you need to see and grade the players and help them get better. So a shout out to Doug Gilbert as well.
Okay, fourth quarter almost here, about a minute and a half away. Escudero end over end booms one. It will be Walter Bailey. Here come the afterburners. And it was C.J. Edwards on the stop.
He can fly. He's fun to watch run. He just is. You can tell I'd like to come and see him run track. I bet he's something on that track. The Grizzly defense on the field now again.
Dr. Charles Sister says, play hard and unleash the power of your smile. Sister Orthodontics for the entire family.
See, they're going to go with one back this time.
Oh, the ball is incomplete as Schreck just kind of had that one slip out of his hand.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he was trying to pump fake right there or he just hesitated as
Here it is.
Nick Miller again doing a good job of getting some penetration, and yeah, it looked like he just was going to throw it and then he saw it wasn't there and was going to maybe try to pull the ball. So it's going to be 2nd and 10.
This is Connor Rupert. Pushed back at the 40-yard line. Got maybe 1 yard.
Well, there's a nice hit in there. And a penalty. Now we have a little extracurriculars going on after the play, but nice tackle. And that one's going to be against the Grizzlies, so unfortunately probably be a first down.
And really only the first stupid penalty of the night for Wadsworth.
Sometimes you lose your cool, you know, things are said or somebody shoves or kicks or does something, and everybody knows usually it's the second guy when you retaliate that is the one that gets caught, but that's why it's so important to have that discipline, and you know, and you can always take it out on them on the next play.
Now in Grizzly territory at the 44, the Bees have it, first down. Low snap. Schreck picks it up, swings it out to Bailey. And Bailey to the 37.
That little swing pass that they run now. You could see on that
there's
perimeter.
A hold on that.
Yeah, I don't know if they called it, but look at number 88. He kind of grabbed some jersey there and took down one of the Grizzly defenders. But yep, they did call it here, so that one's coming back. And again, these penalties have just plagued the Bees. And you know, you mentioned discipline, and you got to have discipline to do things right. You know, the holding and just these penalties have just kept them out of rhythm all night.
Ninth penalty, another bad snap. They're really having trouble with that. The reverse to Bailey, and another hard hit by the Grizzlies at the 45. Boy, a lot of low snaps. Bees having problems getting a nice snap back to Schreck when he's in that shotgun.
Yeah, and
he's recovering nicely from them, but
he is. But that's hard. I mean, it throws off the rhythm of the plays, and it's something else you have to kind of concentrate on just to get the snap. But they did a good job right there getting the handoff made. Let's bring up 2nd and 11 here.
Schreck a little to his left, looking long down the field, in trouble, will just run it himself up the middle, and he's brought down at the 39-yard line, about 6 yards short of a first down.
Yep, there's the replay. He's just taking a look downfield, and good coverage by the Grizzlies secondary, and then the pressure breaks down. Nick Tavanello gets in there, and nice job by Miller.
That'll be the end of the fourth quarter with the Grizzlies up 23-0, and the Bees in danger of falling to 1-2, but we do still have 12 minutes of football. The Bees 9-3 last season. We mentioned they had that biggest win in school history, really, that playoff win against Canton McKinley last season. Those 9 wins for the Bees last year. First time in 87 years the Bees had 9 wins.
Wow, yeah, that really was a special season for them, And it was very exciting for Medina football fans. And they've had some good teams over the years, and certainly had some great games with the Grizzlies over the years. But
another revenge game for Wadsworth.
yeah.
Going to be a lot of those
we
this
talked
year.
about the adversity of last year turning into determination of this year, and fueling these Grizzlies. And sure, all those things they remember from last year, they want to beat these guys. This has been a great rivalry over the years, and the fact that they lost last year to a good Medina team didn't sit well with them, and wanted to come out tonight and represent themselves well, and they've done that. All right, we get back to it now. It's going to be a 3rd down and 5 for the Bees, and if they wouldn't pick it up here, I would guess that they'd go for it on 4th down, so probably 2-down territory for them.
Schreck. Kind of a running fake with Letarian Brown there, but Schreck kept it.
Yeah, could have been the read play. Sometimes they read that, John. They read the handoff. If the defensive lineman penetrates, then he hands it off underneath, and if he doesn't, then they fake the handoff and the quarterback keeps it. But regardless, it is a 1st down, and they're going to get a fresh set of downs here.
Schreck, good coverage downfield, so he throws underneath to Danny Eller. And Eller inside the 15.
Yeah, that's as you get a look at the replay. That's when he's so dangerous, when he's got time. And we mentioned they've got some fast receivers. Look at the time. I mean, somebody's going to shake loose
Well, and
when he's got that much time to look downfield.
That's something you see in the Division I quarterback there. Physically, Schreck getting better with his accuracy. Mentally, he's the entire package. Bees have been rattled tonight. Schreck really hasn't been, and his leadership, he put this team on his shoulders. He's reading defenses like we saw there, getting some confidence, and that's why the University of Buffalo came calling for Mason Schreck. MAC football.
Yeah, he's a talented young man. All right, brings up a 2nd down and 10. 11:01 left in the game.
Brown has it to the 5. Brown's been kept out of the end zone, Roger, with the goose egg on the scoreboard for the Bees, as Letarian Brown came in with 2 TDs through 2 games. Timeout. No, we're calling for
It's like Dr.
trainer.
Crawford.
Yep.
Yeah, Dr. Crawford and Ron Burdett, the trainer, are going to go out and take a look at the Grizzly that's down here. Can't tell who it is right now.
Well, we mentioned earlier, tonight's the 65th meeting between Wadsworth and Medina on the football field. The first documented game between the schools was a 0-0 tie in 1906.
1906.
I bet they weren't even wearing helmets.
If they were, they didn't have face masks. The old leather helmet.
And again, Martise Jackson missing his 2nd straight game tonight, so he should be back and ready next week to start Suburban League play.
Yeah, good news. It looks like they're just stretching the player out here. Get a number for you as he gets up. Cramps. Looks like Boffman. That's okay. He's on his feet. Again, Dr. Crawford doing a great job, as he always does, volunteering his time to help keep the Grizzly athletes healthy and on the field. Trainer Ron Burdett. Okay, and a quick opportunity for Coach Karavik and Coach Yagi to talk to the Grizzly defense here, get them pumped up and try to get another stand. 3rd and 2, ball's on the 5. Try to stop them here.
Tailback Letarian Brown now over the 100-yard mark rushing tonight with 105. He gets the give and is stopped short. There's that Grizzly goal line D again.
Yep. Looks like Derek Mackey getting up from the pile. Tyler Perry. John Kuss. So a nice job there by the defense. It's going to be 4th down now. 4th and 1. See if they can stop him again.
10:20 to play in the ball game. It is 4th and 1. Shrek got to keep it. He is stopped short again.
Let's see where they mark it. This is going to be close.
Oh, I see. They're just trying to get that one for the first down.
Yeah, just trying to get that.
Oh, look at that spot. Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's going to be a first down. He didn't need much, but he's so big. He falls forward, and that is like a giant moth flying in front of us right now.
That
the
is
biggest
like
moth I've ever seen.
Here it is. That was Rupert, I think, the powerful fullback that slid in. Here it is.
Yeah, touchdown for the Bees. And
no, it was Brown.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Brown.
Brown with his third touchdown of the season and puts the Bees on the board 23-6. Is it too little too late? We shall see.
Yeah, 10 minutes now, 4 seconds left.
Gonna go for 2 are the Bees. I formation full house backfield. Dahlheimer, Rupert, Brown in that order. Shrek gonna throw it. Has an open receiver and a nice play. Chester Fopp comes flying in from the back of the end zone, jumps right in front of James Dahlheimer to break up the 2-point conversion. Here it is.
Nice job by Chester Fopp, because it looked like it was going to be a completion for 2 points. But look at Chester break on the football. He flies in, he disrupts that pass, knocks it down. He's had a very nice game tonight, Chester Fopp. Excellent, excellent job. So is it too little too late? There's 10 minutes, 4 seconds left. I would be very wary of any kind of onside kick or some kind of attempt here to get the ball back.
I remember 3 years ago, Roger, freshman coach Kirk Cresawati telling me about Chester Fopp will be somebody special for the Grizzlies by the time he is a senior leader and making big plays. I remember him.
Chester's got some great athletic ability and does a nice job, and he had a great game so far here tonight. So Grizzlies got to be wary now. Any kind of onside kick, or looks like they're going to put the hands team. They're going to put the hands team out there, and
you got
all your
Snowball,
backs and tight
Gordon
ends and
up front,
linebackers and receivers, and everybody that's got good hands that can catch the football.
Speaking of Snowball, his 4 rushing touchdowns last week moved him into a tie with 97 graduate Kyle Obendorf.
There it is.
As the Grizzlies recover it. Grizzlies want a flag on that because the Grizzly receiver was on the ground with the ball.
That was John Kuss, and boy,
here it is. Watch.
Hope John's okay. It is a onside kick.
Watch here. Once that player catches and hits the ground, you can't come spearing into him.
No, it easily could have been
clearly down.
Could have been a spearing penalty or leading with the helmet, but the Grizzlies do have the ball. They've got good field position, and they're gonna have to keep moving it now. You want to keep that clock running.
Back to Snowball, though, Roger. Tied Kyle Obendorf, another great Grizzly running back.
Yeah, Kyle was very
for
talented.
8th on the school's career list with 20 touchdowns. Snowball needs 7 more this season to crack the top 5.
Yeah, he definitely can do that.
And he gets it right here. Up the middle he goes to the 50, where his momentum is stopped, a gain of a couple. Clock continues to run under 10 minutes to play.
Gain of a couple.
Picks up a couple yards before he stopped.
Yep, Grizzly cheerleaders now in front of the Grizzly crowd, doing a great job. And as always, a halftime featured a wonderful performance by the Wadsworth High School Band and Steve Hadges and Dana Heyer. Outstanding job. The Medina fans appreciated that. Appreciated the good music put forth by the Grizzly Band at halftime. Gave them a nice round of applause when they finished.
2nd and 8 now from midfield. Toss goes to Snowball. He gets around the end to the 40, and a tackle made by Ben Cunningham, the University of Akron recruit.
Yep, great job there by Jack Snowball, again out of the eye, running the sweep, good blocking on the perimeter. Jack just finds a seam, slides through it, another about 12 or 13-yard gain and a Grizzly first down.
137 on the night for Snowball on the ground.
And the clock keeps moving. 8 minutes, 56 seconds left.
Snowball again, bounces it outside to the right, bounces it out even farther. Really cut out further to give himself some more room. Now another first down for the Grizzlies. Clock will roll. Nope, Bees call a timeout.
And Jack did a nice job of staying in bounds there. And wisely, now the clock starts up again and is winding down 8:30 and
160 yards on the night now for Jack Snowball.
yeah, you can see a lot of the Bees defense is wearing down.
Just got word that it's a final, G. We hear Highland's up 14-0 on North Royal. Highland looking to remain unblemished.
Yeah, that
at
would
3
be
and
a
0.
big win for them. Look at Bret Balkman coming off after that carry. John, I want to go back to that moth that attacked us, that assaulted us in this press box. That was the biggest moth I've ever seen.
Yeah, that thing was.
It almost carried our press box security man, Mark Carr, out of
the
the
size
booth.
of a pterodactyl.
Mark had to fight it off for us.
2nd and 7 now. Play action fake. Tux keeps. Goes to the 15 where Cunningham again is there. Boy, this.
But don't you like the intelligence here, the football smarts of the Grizzly ball carriers? They look at John Kuss. He knows to stay in bounds, get what you can get, and that again, this all goes back to coaching. These guys know what to do. The clock keeps running. It's a first down, and they're just moving the chains. They're eating up the clock, and there's your path to victory tonight.
That Cunningham, number 5, is quick. 4.5 second 40-yard dash. Free safety for the Bees. A little frustration in those tackles, it looks like. The 17-point deficit for the Bees. And I mentioned earlier Cunningham's brother, Seth, who already is playing at Akron at the free safety position. And Ben for the Bees will graduate in January, so he can take part in spring football for the Zips. And they're saying the brothers are gonna play together in the backfield at Akron. Once Benny gets there to play free safety, they're gonna slide his brother to cornerback.
Oh, I mean, need a brother-to-brother secondary.
6:25 and counting. Grizzlies, 2nd and 7 from the 13. Toss to Snowball. And a loss on the play, maybe. Going out of bounds is not what you want, and they're going to say he didn't go out of bounds. So here it is.
Clock keeps running, but here's that Snowball stiff arm to number 4 right here, right to the chest.
Hamblin kind of got behind Heitschuh there and couldn't quite block him, but in comes James Dahlheimer for the Bees.
Nice tackle there.
Dahlheimer, 6 foot, 182-pound senior defensive back, who actually last spring played lacrosse for Western Reserve Academy, did Dahlheimer. And he was a tailback here his sophomore season. Wadsworth takes the timeout.
Sport that's growing in popularity is lacrosse. Well, you mentioned earlier too, John, $660 for pay-to-play for Medina athletes to play football. It's a lot of money here.
And I'm sure that may have hurt their numbers some.
Yeah, I'm sure that. I mean, that's a chunk of change. And
well, one of the other numbers for the Bees I wanted to mention before this one wraps up is you look at my.pegcentral.com, the WCTV video on demand website. Can catch Grizzly football along with all of our local programming. The Bees with Shrek in there now, opening up the passing game for Medina this season. Look at last year. The Bees ran a total of 650 plays. 528 of them involved the quarterback handing the ball off to a running back.
Yeah.
So they only threw the ball 120 times.
Yeah.
In 10 games.
Yeah, they had a great running attack last year.
I'm sorry, 12 games.
Yeah, they had a great running attack last year.
And we're going to have another timeout. Grizzlies only had 10 men on the field, had to call timeout.
Get things straightened out. They've got their instructions. They got 11 on the field and 5 minutes and 27 seconds left on the clock.
Grizzlies will have it 3rd and 11, so they can get a first down at the 5. And we're going to have Gordon split wide to the left. And we're going to have Miller and Snowball in the backfield. The toss to Snowball, and knifing through nicely was Corey Solich Jr. on the blitz there and stopping that run.
Yeah, they did a little outside blitz there off the edge and had a good call on. So 5 minutes and 22 seconds left. Grizzlies have a 17-point. They're going to send Luis Escudero out here. Try a field goal. We've seen Luis make these. He's got enough leg. Looks like number 7, Matt Alec, is out to
40-yard field goal.
Yeah, he's got the leg though. He can do it. Matt Alec the holder, Brandon Paladar the snapper.
40-yard attempt coming up. And it's blocked. Got to cover this one. It flew up in the air and Ben Cunningham caught it. And he's trying to make something happen, and he does, running down the sideline in front of the Grizzly bench. Luis Escudero there to stop him. So a little momentum goes on the Bees side with 5:09 to go. Here it is.
Good job, see where they get the push from the side.
From the right side, the blocker came in.
And then this is dangerous now when you get this good athlete with the ball in his hands.
That's Cunningham.
But the Grizzlies did a nice job of hustling to the ball and converging on him and bringing him down. But you know, the Bees are in business here on the 39-yard line, 5:09 left.
Another low snap, fumbled by Shrek. He picks it up, and he's immediately dropped. Looked like Ryan Wise, the linebacker, in there for the stop.
Yeah, fortunate though, that ball bounced right to him, and then the hole opened up right in front of him, so he did gain 4 yards, but the clock's running.
That's at least a half a dozen snaps in the shotgun that I've seen Shrek have to pick up at his shoelaces.
Yeah, you're right. They've struggled with that snap tonight, and that's not always a given, especially at this level.
Shrek going to keep it again. He's still behind the line of scrimmage and almost intercepted by John Kuss, but Shrek really should have just kept running with it there. Thought he could make something happen with the arm.
Yeah, we're going to get a replay.
See the 2 there at the bottom of your screen. He cannot go beyond that to throw the football.
And he was close.
See,
he stopped his feet. Yeah, he stopped his feet, but Grizzly secondary almost came up with a big interception.
3rd and 7 from the 43. Straight drop back. Shrek throws over the middle, intercepted and dropped.
Boy, they were all over Comiskey right there. Good job by Tyler Perry, outside linebacker. Well, they jumped all over that. I didn't see who else was over there. I don't know if it was Bret Boffman or not. But Nice job there by the linebackers in the under coverage.
Tyler Perry leads the team this season with 2 interceptions in the first 2 games.
Yeah,
4th and 7.
Cheering here for a big 4th down. See if they can put this one on ice.
Another low snap. Schreck corrals it in. Throws. Another pass broken up by Tyler Perry.
Yep, good job by Tyler. 2 breakups in a row, and that's going to be it. Grizzly coaches celebrating. Coach Perovic high-fiving the defense as they come off. That should be it.
Some of the faithful heading out.
Yep, that's going to send the fans to the exits, and Grizzlies pick up a 1st down here, and they can put this one away.
Again, we'll see you next week. Next 2 weeks, Artwright Memorial Stadium. Cloverleaf next Friday. There you look at the schedule. And then that rough stretch, the last 5 games of the season, 4 of them away. But boy, these first few games really giving the Grizzlies some big confidence heading into Suburban League action.
Yeah, they've played well. They really have, as you look at another carry there by Jack Snowball. But you know, the thing I like about what they did tonight was they were very physical. They came in here, they really out-hit Medina. And they played hard, they played well, good discipline, and you know, they're playing well. It's fun to watch them.
The athletic department thanks Medina Tile and Stone for being a Booster business partner.
John Kuss is just watching the clock now, taking as much time off the clock as he can take.
Stretch handoff to Snowball, loss of a couple, but keeps the clock running at 3:35.
Yeah, 3rd down now and long. 3rd and about 13 here.
He's just couldn't get in any kind of offensive rhythm, really. The Grizzlies on their toes all night.
Yeah, it's hard to put a finger on it because they've got weapons. We could see that they've got some talent, but they just could never get anything going.
Kuss going to keep it to the 36-yard line.
2 minutes, 50 seconds left. It's going to bring up a 4th down. And
guess who? Ben Cunningham in on the stop.
Been very active tonight. It's going to be about 4th and 3, and wouldn't be surprised if the Grizzlies just go for it here. You don't want to. Yeah, looks like Coach Dennison's going to send a play. You don't want to risk a block punt or anything like that. You could give them a quick score. Okay,
Wadsworth uses their last timeout.
Yep, they're going to call a timeout. They want to make sure they got everything right here for this 4th down play. It's 4th and 3, and if they get the 1st down, they can finish things out. So Coach wanting to make sure they've got the right personnel and they've got the right call on and they're ready to go.
At the St. Charles Invitational. Cheer on the boys and girls soccer teams tomorrow. They both take on the Brunswick Blue
The Bees fans have cleared out. The Grizzly fans still kind of hanging out and enjoying this one.
At 5 p.m. and varsity girls at 7 p.m. A reminder that the JV football.
All right, 4th and 3 from the 36. 2:15 to play in the game.
Will be playing at Wadsworth tomorrow, 10 a.m.
Snowball, 1st down, that'll do it.
Yep, that'll do it. Great job. Good job getting the 3 yards right there. And again, as we've seen all night, the offensive line blocking, Jack Snowball running hard. Grizzly 1st down, and they're going to be on their way to their 3rd victory of the season. Have fun and celebrate that. Enjoy it tonight. Watch the film tomorrow. Think about getting better next week and taking on those Cloverleaf Colts.
Timeout called by the Bees.
Bees call timeout.
get a second here. Thank our crew tonight.
That would be me, you, our statisticians, our security.
The legendary wrestling coach, John Gramuglia, sits to my right.
The
legendary Wadsworth teacher, John Thompson, also sits to my right.
And manning things in the truck, John Madding. And a newcomer to the WCTV crew on the camera tonight. Awesome job, Colin Wright.
Colin Wright.
I think you know that young man.
I know that young man. Did an outstanding job.
And we'll be back full crew next week at home to bring you the excellent WCTV crew coverage you all expect and love.
You and John Madden get helmet stickers for your outstanding efforts bringing that broadcast tonight.
Hoffman, a rumbling run. Still on his feet to the 15. Boy, B's just kind of given up on that play.
Yeah, but Bret Boffman wasn't finished with the play. Bret kept fighting and spinning.
His biggest run of the night.
Yeah, he did. Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
And Coach Dennison going to say, just run it, play clock down to the end.
Yep.
17th first down of the night for the Grizzlies. Under a minute and a half to play. Kuss sees everyone's ready, gives to Snowball, finds a hole on the left to the 5. And knowing Coach Dennison, I don't know if he'll even punch this one in. He may. How do you tell the kids not to score?
Well, it's always hard.
Snowball now 166 yards rushing on the night. And that unofficially, Roger, through 3 games, gives Jack 586 yards rushing through 3 games.
We've said it many times. It's so nice to have him back, and it looks like
they're going to kneel it down.
Yeah, and then that's always a good gesture of sportsmanship. John Kuss looking at the clock.
Yep. And he takes the knee on 2nd down to make it 3rd down with 30 seconds to go, and that's going to do it. The Wadsworth Grizzlies are going to be victorious 23-6 over the Medina Bees, and they finish the non-league portion of their schedule 3-0, and the Bees drop to 1-2 with the Bees